Hey guys, McKenzie Fayne here. Thanks for joining another episode of Spinning Out Season 1, Episode 5. Stick with us.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hello guys, welcome to yet another episode of Spinning Out. I am joined with the lovely Emily May. You can find her on NXT, Women's Wrestling Daily, Dracula After Show, Grace and Frankie, so many other things.
Just all coming out. Great things.
Love to throw you out there.
Yeah.
Just right in the beginning.
Yes. Just throwing myself out there, doing as much as I can.
Love it. I'm your host, McKenzie Fayne. We have a lot to cover today.
We have so much to cover.
So, this episode is episode 5. We're still on season 1, as you guys know. I know you're dying for season 2 already, even we're halfway through this season.
I know, we all want more.
I know, right? So this episode is called 2 for $40. $40. The dollar sign in there.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. Now, let me get your just overall, this episode, what'd you think?
I really like this episode.
Yeah.
Because it added a little bit more elements of character development. We definitely had more drama. There's more different characters introduced, some new people, and we get a glimpse into Justin's background a little bit, into Serena and kind of her mental state. I don't know. There was a lot here.
Yeah, there really was. I mean, we have so much to cover. We start out with this episode, Carol and Mitch flirting, right? And Serena now she's just aware of it, and she's pretty unhappy about it, to say the least.
Yeah, there's definitely some tension there, Carol's trying to, get on Mitch's good side still, trying to say, hey,
Yeah, it's just this whole facade.
Trying to make things work.
Yeah, that she's just putting up, and, it's fake. You can just see it.
Yeah.
But maybe there's something there. I don't know yet at this point in this episode. I'm just I don't know. Is he going to, want to be with Serena? And he was that the way that they all thought? I still just don't know at this point.
Yeah, and there was, previous episodes where Serena was, having that conversation with Jen, how do you know if someone likes you?
Yeah, that's so true.
And so there's a little tension there, and she's 15, trying to figure it out.
So Kat and Justin, they go try on these costumes and these leotards for their show.
Yeah,
they're really beautiful, really nice. I loved the little play with James, Justin's dad. Doesn't really care what they look like.
No, I mean he's just there to swipe the credit card.
He's whatever.
I think he does care. I think he does care a little bit, but it's not really his jam.
What do you think about Mandy? She's just so damn sweet.
I really like Mandy as a character. I think she's stepping up as a stepmother.
Yeah.
And saying okay, she took Kat under her wing and, tried to protect her and try to advocate for her. And then, and then she's doing this where she's like, hey, we're going to take care of this beautiful costume that you have to wear. And those are expensive.
Yeah, when she said $700 was half of it, I was like, holy crap, that's so much money for that. Okay.
And that's just the tipping point. That's just, there were so many gems on that. How is that $700?
Yeah, I guess, we do obviously find out that it wasn't actually only $700 being half, but $2,500 being half. And we'll talk about that, but how did Kat not know?
I don't know. If
she's been in the game long enough, don't you know that type of, it just came to my mind now that you said what they look like.
Unless she, unless Carol took care of it before, which she did. Carol might have just been like, oh, we can get whatever, or maybe she helped make it, but Carol gets upset, so.
No, oh, that's true. Okay. So Mandy, she's there and she's just so happy and so excited, and Carol sees them. And it's just drama from right there.
So much drama from there.
What'd you think? I mean, did you think that Kat felt bad for Carol? Do you think...
Well, Kat is just trying to do what's best for her at this point. She's like, I have my partner. I'm doing, trying to be better at my skating. I'm
trying to pay for it.
Like, she's trying to do the right thing. She's trying to be independent from her mom. And to see Carol there is like, oh, man, it's, again, going back to those moments where those negative voices get into her head.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, no, now it's another moment that could be ruined because my mom's here.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is an awful realization, but...
All right, new character alert.
New character alert.
Alana.
Yes.
What do we think?
I think Alana's beautiful. And she's sweet. And she definitely doesn't put up with anything.
No. So it's just funny. Like, so we see Marcus and her kind of have this interaction. And we'll get more into her in a little bit. But first reaction, you liked her?
I like this. I like the intro. We see her trying to, like, set up these signs, right, in the lobby. Like the pedestal or the little tripod.
Billboard, yeah, whatever.
Billboard, yeah. And, she's like, no one's helping her.
I know.
And it's like, oh, man. And, so
and then guess who comes to the rescue? Heartthrob.
Heartthrob Marcus comes to the rescue. So, like, it's
cute.
both, like, two sweet people coming together.
Yeah, really cute. So I liked that, and we'll obviously see a little bit more of them in the episode, but let's move on to Jen asking Justin out. And, you guys had told me last episode that everybody on the panel besides me caught on to the fact that Jen actually wanted to be with Justin.
Yeah, there was
really
signs.
did like him. I just thought it was more of like, oh my God, he's a hot piece of ass. Like, Kat, you should, like, she kept being like, Kat, skate with him, Kat, skate with him. I just thought she was like, why don't you get with him? He's so hot. I would bang him, like, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But no.
There was definitely signs. And, like, I'm glad that Jen finally, like, took the dive and said, all right, I'm going to take charge. Because she's kind of, like, losing control of other aspects of her life.
Yeah.
And so the fact that she finally took control of this, I was like, okay, you go, girl.
She's like, what do I have to lose?
I know. She's like, I'm going to just...
I have nothing.
Yeah.
So Marcus is mad at Kat because of obviously, just everything that's been going on previously with them. And he kind of calls her out for being with Justin when he saw them on the ice. And she was just kind of not taking any crap.
No. I mean, Kat's, first of all, nothing, like, to kind of be in the middle here. Kat and Marcus didn't really have the conversation like, oh, hey, are we going steady? Like, is it just us? Like,
no, but that's not why he's mad.
Yeah.
He's mad because he
caught them skating.
And she said that she was with her sister.
Yeah.
So he's like, I don't want to play these games with you.
But what's interesting is, like, technically at that moment she was supposed to be, right?
What?
With her sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, things kind of, like, happened and kind of... So, she it's weird because, she was being honest but dishonest at the same time. And then it just makes Marcus feel like, okay, well, she's ditching me again. She's leaving me out.
Well, he does a Marcus move again where he's just like, it's cool. Like, I'll be fine with it. Just like, I'm not playing these games. I'm not going to play these games with you.
Yeah.
And so it's just so typical him.
Yeah, it's typical him, but Kat's also just really bad at juggling things.
She's really bad at confrontation, too.
And confrontation.
Like,
so
I would have been like, oh my God, no, that is not what happened. I totally get how it seems like that.
Yeah.
But no, this happened, and then he wanted to skate, and we needed to skate, and we practiced. Make them feel like you actually care.
Exactly. And, like, they started as friends first. Like, that's their foundation. And... technically, I mean, he's the manager, so technically he's her boss, I guess.
Yeah.
So, they should be able to communicate, and they're not.
True. So anyway, she asks him out.
Yeah.
And, what'd you think of that?
I mean, I don't know.
I was like, okay, here we go. Right. Let's get this kiss in. Done.
Done. With. Yeah, it just feels like it felt a little forced. Like, okay, it felt like I don't know if she really meant it.
No.
I don't know.
All right. Wow.
I know.
We'll see.
And I love the, you know.
You love the love?
I love the love. I love the
loves
drama.
love.
But
Guys, she's
I
a
love the
lover, not a hater.
all the love. Just I want it all.
So what about the twins telling Mandy or telling Justin?
I know about Mandy.
I felt so bad.
Well, they are like two peas in a pod. It's just so like that's the word. I'm sorry, the writing got a little weird here because I'm like, of all the ways they could have revealed this, they do it in that way.
What they say again? I forget now.
That they just blow the cover on Mandy that she's pregnant.
Yeah. Oh, they just said like, she's at this appointment.
She's at this
with
appointment
Dad.
yeah.
Oh wait, we weren't supposed to tell you.
Yeah.
He was going to tell you tomorrow night.
Yeah, at dinner, like family dinner, because they always have their family dinner.
Yeah.
It just felt like it was kind of like a throwaway.
Yeah. That's
true. And it didn't like move. I don't know. I felt like it didn't move the.
Okay, so you just wish they could have done it in a more productive way.
Yeah.
Like that would have, I see.
In a little more meaningful way. Like the dad doesn't really have much to do with Justin's life. And it would have been interesting to have like the dad reveal it in some way instead of the brothers. I don't know.
Well, that's true. Let us know what you guys think about that situation down in the comments below. We love to continue the conversation. You know, what did you think? Do you think that they did it in a good way, good as far as production and furthering along these characters? Or do you think they should have done it another way? Let us know what you think. We move on to Kat going to the bank. Now, this was heartbreaking. I almost died when this happened because I just felt so sorry for her and I just could feel it in my body. Like, I remember, like, you know, I remember now. Like, we all work so hard for our money.
We totally do. And what's heartbreaking is Kat goes to the bank, and you're like, oh man, she's gonna like pay for half of this. Like, and you're so proud of her for like taking ownership of her life and doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, sorry, the co-owner of the account decided.
But let me just say something.
To take the money.
Let me just say something really quick.
Uh-oh.
If
Here's
you
a
guys,
PSA.
if you guys out there are 21 plus years old and your mother or father are still
or any family member co-owners
of
co-account holders,
co-account holders on your accounts, your bank accounts, like, what are you doing?
I mean, I think I got my first bank account when I was like 12.
Yeah.
Because, like, I started working, and so I feel like 21 just seems so late in the game to do that.
It's not her first bank account. I mean, I don't know. It's so weird. I mean, I know, like, my husband, we've been together for, like, 10 years, so, like, we were super young when we first got together, and I just remember his mom was on his account, and then we got married recently and talked about it, and he's like, oh yeah, my mom's still on that account. Now that I think of it, he's like, oh yeah, my mom's still on. I'm like, okay, well, like, we could just get her off of it. Like, that's an easy thing. See the need for that.
Yeah, but if you think of it from Kat's perspective, she's been like financially tied to her mom for her whole life, even at 21, because skating is everything that she's known. She gets everything from her, even though she has a job.
What do you mean by that? You think she's entitled to this money too?
The mom?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
No, I just think that Kat is still so tied to her that I think it's just an oversight. It's just a thing that was done, and because Carol was so, like, you know, on edge.
Well, regardless, it was an awful situation. Kat ended up with no money, and then cut to the next scene. Carol's like all spastic in the store to Serena, buy whatever you want. Let's get whatever you want. Like crazy manic.
Well, she's having an episode.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's a response to, you know, seeing Kat getting whatever she wants. And, you know, Carol's a little hurt. She's a little jealous that Mandy is coming and you know, kind of fulfilling a role that she had for so long.
Yeah.
And so, you know, Carol's feeling a little, she's feeling a little uneasy, and so that was her response to it.
Yeah, I mean, it was just crazy. So then they have this blow up in the store because Kat comes and confronts her about it. What'd you think of that conversation?
I mean, Kat has the right to go and, you know, and confront her. And, like, you know, she has no... I mean, Carol says, like, she has the right to that money because, you know... But I don't think... I mean, Kat works at a restaurant, too. Like, Kat's putting in her paychecks,
It's
I'm
also,
assuming.
think about a mother. Like, all the motherly things that Carol has said are just, like, so far from what a mother actually is. So this is just one on top of the pile.
It is. It's like another situation where you're like, all right, Carol, this is Carol's, like... This is Carol's norm. This is how Carol
digs, twist the knife kind of thing. Like,
and you know, and when you're looking at like a parent-child relationship, most parents aren't gonna be like, you're gonna, because I paid, you know, $200 to, like, say you're on a Girl Scout troop, like, they're not gonna be like, well, I paid $200 for your uniforms, and now you're gonna have to pay me back at like 9.
Yeah, if
like
my
no one
parents,
does that.
Like, held all the things they've ever bought me.
Oh my God, we'd be like paying things off forever.
We would be in so much debt. It's not even funny. Like, so Serena says, you know, she kind of hears this fight after
she's
it happens.
upset.
She's upset. She's kind of like, is it true? But doesn't really say anything about it. And then you see her face. Her demeanor changes, and she's like, well, it's because you're bipolar, or whatever that sentence she says.
Yeah.
But she knew that Mitch was walking up.
Totally.
So Mitch could say it.
Or Mitch could hear it.
Could hear it.
And what's interesting is, like, Mitch has been dealing with the ups and downs of Carol's moods and Serena and Kat. So he's been balancing a lot. And I feel like this was a big revelation in just how he feels about this family and what his next decisions are.
Yeah.
And how he's going to treat Serena, you know.
That's so true, too. I mean, it's yeah. No more said. You said it all. Yeah. I wanted to, keep going, but it's like, you took all the words. Okay, so not only do we have figure skating and the mothers and the drama and how hard this sport is in the show. Now they've thrown in mental illness, bipolar, everything that, you know, is associated with that. But now they're throwing in racism. Mm-hmm. What'd you think of that? Crazy situation.
I mean, this was an interesting episode because it wasn't really necessarily about ice skating. It was about, like, social political norms, and it was about economics and, like, background and you know, judgment and like you said, racism. So, like, there were so many themes in this episode that it wasn't even about, yes, like, skating was kind of on the outskirts of it, but it was really about who these people are and what they have to deal with on, you know, every single day.
Yeah, so we see Marcus, you know, just serving this older woman that at first I'm like, is she coming on to him?
Yeah.
Does she want to be with him? And he was just, you know, his just noble kind of guy way.
And he's so sweet. And again, Marcus is so sweet. So, like, for this to happen.
Yep. And, yeah, so she's then basically calls him out for stealing.
Yeah.
And then we have Alana come into the picture.
Yeah.
And she's just like, oh, no, I have another trick up my sleeve.
Yeah. Alana,
you know?
like, acts as the manager.
But I will tell you, that is exactly what I thought to say.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, interesting. We have really high-tech cameras all around this bar.
Totally.
Let's check them out.
Totally. I mean, it was a really, like, smart response.
Yeah.
And it was a nice way of Alana kind of saving Marcus and helping him because they're both good people.
True. And I liked that. And Alana asks Marcus out at that point, but we know he has plans with Kat. So he says no because he's so good.
I know. At least he was honest.
True. We have this little incident with Kat and Jen and her kind of talking about these pills and these, you know, performance enhancing pills. Do we think that's Adderall? Is that what we're thinking these pills are?
I think so. I mean, it would have to be an upper.
Okay. So that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So she kind of suggests that she should sell the pills.
Yeah.
Because of this money situation that Kat's been going through, and she kind of just brushes it off, but we all know that we come back to that. So Carol picks at her fingers.
Yes.
And that's the same thing as the biting for
Yeah,
Kat.
so it is she does it in the store.
In the store, and then she does,
And she
it in
does
the car.
it in the car, and then at the bar, I think she does it.
Does it at the bar and kicks Serena out of the car while she's doing it, bleeding, blood dripping down, like literally dripping right there. Oh,
it really, like, there's just so many deep themes and issues here, and it connects. It just shows Carol and Kat are connected more than we think.
Yeah.
Or that we know.
I feel that. So we have this scene these couple scenes where Serena keeps having these flashbacks of her dad. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I thought that was just a little bit cheesy for me. It was just so foreshadowing, like in your face. I just couldn't. I'm like, okay, where's the dad? Just bring him out now.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of, so I was trying to think of it this way, that, you know, we open up with Serena having this flashback of, like, her dad pretty much leaving. And so, like, the stakes are high. Like, you'll remember that as a kid. Like, you'll remember that loss. And here, you know, Mitch is trying to be this male figure in her life and as a coach. And, you know, and, like, she misses that part of her life. And so because she isn't necessarily connecting with her sister in this episode as much, and she's battling, like, her inner demons and her, like, need to skate.
Yeah.
I feel like it's trying to balance the past with the present.
True. Yeah.
And possibly the future.
Okay. Yeah, that just makes...
But because you have to think about, flashbacks have been a theme throughout the whole show.
Yes.
We've seen Carol's flashbacks. We've seen Kat's flashbacks. So it makes sense to have some type of flashback for Serena.
Yeah. I'm not on board with
You don't have to like it, but I'm just saying.
You're right. So Serena gets kicked out of the car by Kat. So she calls, or by Carol. So she calls Kat to pick her up. Now, Kat's about, like, running to this Marcus date.
Yeah.
That's honestly very important.
And her phone has, like, 5%. Not even.
Frustrating. Like,
Always
get a car charger, dude. What
I know. I was like, always bring a charger.
I don't know. Weird. People are so weird. And, like, it's like in those, it was literally like that moment, those moments in the horror movies where they hear something and they just go, like, stop. Call.
But it's also, like, if you didn't have a phone at the time either, like, you'd be stuck on the side of the road. And
Marcus would be mad at you.
Yeah, and Marcus would just be mad at you.
So fast forward, Marcus gets blown off as he thinks. So he has this little, you know, wasn't going to go with Alana, but then he does. He ends up going with her and going out with her. So Justin meets after, because, you know, he had just found out that he's going to have a sibling, that Mandy's pregnant.
Yeah. So he's having a lot of internal issues there.
A lot of internal issues. So he has this date or something that Jen had invited him to go out with her and Gabe.
Yeah.
And so he meets them, and he's just, like, so not in the right headspace. So he just is like, shots. Let's drink.
He's like, that's his coping mechanism.
Yep. So he just was like, I need to just drink.
Yeah.
And Carol has a freak out, or an episode, or whatever we want to try to call it. And Kat tries to talk her down at this point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what did you think of that whole situation?
We could see Carol was having an episode. She was having an episode in the store trying to buy the outfit for Serena. We could see her kind of spiraling out of control. And because, obviously, like, they didn't get an outfit because Serena was upset and, you know, Carol was like, oh, God, Mitch knows. So there was a lot of issues there that came to light. And so, again, she's, like, drinking this, $1,000 bottle of champagne. And it's like, that's, like, Kat was upset because you're spending, like,
the money you just stole from me.
Yeah, months worth of work in, like, 2 seconds. And it's just so disrespectful and so hurtful. But again, that's what Carol does.
Yeah.
She finds ways to dig in and then dig in deeper.
Yeah, so we see Mandy kind of step in and kind of put Carol in her place.
And again, Mandy is playing that opposite role of like that savior of like coming in and taking Kat under her wing and, you know, saying, hey, if you ever do this again, like in my hotel, like we're done, you know?
Yeah.
And
good.
It's like you have, like Kat's at the point where, yeah, she's old enough, but she's 21, but she's also still a child, like in her mental capacity, because she hasn't dealt with all these feelings, all the emotional ups and downs of her childhood. And so when moments like this happen, when Carol's having an episode, Kat kind of reverts back to like this childhood state.
Well, we see that in this next scene because so we see Justin and Jen making out and they get in the car and they're literally about to do the good and I thought when he dropped the condom and was like blowing it off and stuff, I thought it was gonna be like, oh, the condom had ripped that night and she got pregnant. I thought we were gonna go that
you're gonna go that far? Oh no.
Yeah. But no, so right in between that she sees Kat all of a sudden walking into like the club.
Yeah, she's like, what is she doing here?
So she goes and she kind of like spills the beans and she's like, I'm ready to sell drugs pretty much.
Yeah,
I want to sell these pills. So like how easy was it for her to just sell?
I mean, Jen knew how to do it.
Okay.
Jen knew how to do it. Made it easy. But Jen and Justin had that moment with the pills. Remember? She got pills from Justin.
I thought she had asked for them and he was like, I don't have those.
No, I think it was in an earlier episode.
Yeah, I thought he had said she had asked for them and he was like, yeah, I don't have those kind of pills. Like I don't.
Oh, but I think there was it's fine.
Oh, maybe.
But
okay.
There might have been like a little flirty moment where like he put a pill in her mouth.
Okay, I did not see that episode.
Oh, okay. Never
Let
mind.
us know if you guys did. So Justin, he actually drives home, but not home.
Oh my
he drives to the golf course.
Please do not do this.
Yeah, seriously. And his dad freaks out on him.
Yeah, like parked in a golf course. His dad freaks out on him. There's this big reveal. Like I like this moment because his dad and Justin, they have this like big heart to heart of like, stop messing up. Like don't be dumb. You have all the things handed to you. You have all these opportunities, and then there you go and get behind the wheel when you're intoxicated.
Yeah.
Like I liked how his dad was like, you have one more chance. Like,
you have one more chance, lays down the law, but he also kind of gives us this information that this is how his mom died.
I know.
Yeah.
And so then again, it's because this is the 5th episode. We've been slowly getting more information about what happened to his mom, and then here's that big reveal. And so this kind of gives more empathy towards Justin, and we feel for him, but he should still not have done that.
No, not at all.
So I kind of feel like he's just, again, trying to find that connection since he lost his mom. And I feel like drinking is a coping mechanism that, is what he found, which is not the healthiest.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest things that happens at the end of this episode is that Carol calls to check herself into the hospital.
She did, which I think is a good choice.
Good choice, for sure. She definitely needed it. We find out that the woman who called out Marcus and had that whole fiasco at the bar is actually one of his teammates' mothers.
Yes.
So something is going to happen there.
Oh, there's definitely, like, they wouldn't do that. The writers wouldn't do that if it wasn't going to turn into something.
I predict that she, like, plants something on him.
You think so?
Yeah, that'd be, like, interesting, right?
See, I think in the moment when it was revealed, I think she got scared and was like, oh, I can't do this.
Oh.
See, I feel like she was like, oh, I got to walk myself back. That's how I took it. But we'll see. Or it could be nothing.
Yeah. And then we end the episode with Justin and Kat just kind of like sitting down, and she's like, yeah, I had car troubles. And he's like, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So both that was funny. Yeah,
it was a little funny, like little comedic moment where they're like, very different car troubles, but I think it kind of like bonded them. They connected.
They did connect. They finally did at the end of the episode. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We are so excited to go on to episode 6 with you guys. It's going to be such a
Yes,
good one.
so much drama. We're ready for it.
Where can we find you, Emily?
So you can find me on all social media platforms at Emily May Heller.
And you can find me on Instagram at McKenzie Fayne, McKenzie Thank you guys so much for joining us, and definitely comment below, subscribe, like. Let's continue this conversation and check out episode 6. We'll see you next time, guys.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.